Path goal theory is a contingency model of leadership. Like other situational leadership models, it assumes that the right style of leadership is dependent on the situation or the context. In the case of path goal theory, we look at the people we are leading and the nature of the task at hand. Path goal theory was first articulated by Robert House in 1971 and then refined in an article he wrote with Gary Dessler in 1974. The name path goal theory refers to the importance for a leader to clarify the path that their team needs to follow to achieve the goal that they have set. The leader must also provide the team with the resources that it needs and remove the blockers that obscure the path that they're on. Their work was very much rooted in Victor Vroom's expectancy theory of motivation, which is also the subject of one of the most popular videos on this channel, so I'll put a link in the description. The path goal model is based on the belief that team members will deliver better results if they expect two things. First, that more effort will deliver better performance, and second, that improved performance will lead to better rewards. So, people want to see leadership behaviours that deliver the direction, the guidance, the support and the training that they need. Greater clarity around goals and explanation of what precisely is required will lead to higher levels of performance and higher levels of job satisfaction too. In the path goal model, House described 4 leadership styles that we can select based on 2 main factors. First are situational factors. This is about the nature of the task, and in particular, the extent to which it is novel and unstructured versus routine and structured. And secondly, there are team member factors. In particular, the level of experience, confidence, enthusiasm, and capability of the team members. The 4 types of leadership behaviour should be deployed at different times, depending on your assessment of the 2 factors, the situational factors and the team member factors. The first is directive leadership. Let people know what you expect of them and give them explicit instructions. House proposed that directive leadership works best when tasks are unstructured, novel, or ambiguous. He also recommended directive leadership when team members have little experience or low levels of ability relating to the task. The second style of leadership behaviour is supportive leadership. This focuses on the welfare and the needs of individuals and upon building effective relationships with each of them. In this style of leadership, leaders are friendly and approachable. House suggested that this approach works best when team members are set familiar, structured, clear tasks. The third style is participative leadership. This style of leadership involves consulting team members to get their ideas and their opinions on what we need to do and indeed how we should go about doing it. This would work best with capable and motivated team members and is particularly useful when we have an unstructured, unfamiliar or ambiguous task. And finally, there's achievement-oriented leadership. This is about driving up performance levels in the teams by showing confidence and trust in them and setting them challenging goals. This is most appropriate when you have a confident and able team who would get bored with what are otherwise familiar and routine and structured tasks at hand. Let's end with a brief assessment of path goal theory. The first thing to note is that academic research has not found a whole load of evidence to support path goal theory. However, there hasn't really been a lot of high quality testing So let's just conclude for the moment that the jury is out on the path goal model. The most compelling evidence that we do have suggests two things. Firstly, for capable and conscientious team members, setting challenging goals does tend to produce better results. However, secondly, research also shows that strongly goal-oriented leadership styles can be stressful for the less competent and the less conscientious team members. A strong focus on goals is valuable in the right contexts. Yes, it is contingent on the situation. If you have conscientious, capable, able, enthusiastic team members, then by all means set them challenging and worthwhile goals. However, if your team members are less capable, less conscientious, less enthusiastic, then you need to be more supportive and perhaps more directive in your leadership style. Please do give this video a like if you've enjoyed it or learned from it. I'll be making loads more great management courses videos for you, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of them. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and in the meantime, keep learning.